Hi family, I'm Jordan Thorpe and this is Jordan's Journey YouTube channel where we are moving forward in life and in faith. If you are new here, welcome. If you're already subscribed to the family, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today, family, I wanted to talk to you in regards to you are walking on dry ground. You are walking on dry ground. And so as I've been studying and preparing for this word, I did a previous word entitled, You Have Your Staff. Okay, you have your staff. And I'm going to link that video because this is kind of a continuation, because as I continue reading about Moses, okay, I was talking to you all about Moses, and God said, well, look what he was able to do with the staff. Okay. And this part he wanted me to really emphasize, because I don't think that we realize the power that God has given us, the power that we possess through the Holy Spirit. So with the staff, as we can see, Moses was able to perform miracles through the Holy Spirit with the staff that God had given him. Okay. And so in particularly, God was showing me when Moses had freed the Israelites from the Egyptians. Okay. And they were reaching a dead end because they ended up coming to the Red Sea. And the Israelites are like, Moses, you brought us all the way out here to die in the wilderness. Like, the Egyptians are running after us. There's nowhere to go. We're going to drown in this water. And the Israelites are complaining. They're fed up at this point. And so Moses starts crying out to God, like, God, what's going on? What do we need to do? And so if we read to Exodus 14, 13. And Moses answered the people, because as I mentioned, the Israelites are complaining or upset with Moses because they feel like Moses saved them from the Egyptians and brought them out to the wilderness to die. They're like, we'd rather be slaves than die out here in this wilderness. And so Moses answered the people, Exodus 14:13. Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring to you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Okay? And this is what God is saying to someone today. Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring to you today. Today. God is delivering someone today, okay, from strongholds, from the Egyptians. And the Egyptians is a representation of bondage. You know, whatever's keeping you bound mentally, spiritually, whether it's addiction, relationships, finances. There's so many things that we can have a stronghold to, but God said there is deliverance today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. So the Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. So a lot of you have experienced things in your wilderness. You have experienced things in life, and you're afraid. You're afraid. You're like, you don't never want to experience this again. You don't never want to experience whatever you may be going through. And God is saying there are certain things you're just never going to experience again. Those things were in your life to develop you, to mold you, so you can have understanding. But God is saying you will never experience rape again. You will never experience homelessness again. You will never experience lack of finances again. You will never experience abusive relationships again. Okay? That's it. God said you are being delivered. God said you were being delivered. The Lord will fight for you. Okay, God is fighting on your behalf. The Holy Spirit is your advocate, and He is fighting on your behalf. You need only to be still. God said, "Be still and know that I am God." Okay, and so do not be afraid. God is saying you are being delivered today. Now I want to jump down to verse 15 as we continue reading in Exodus. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me?" Because at this point, Moses is like, "God, what's up?" Like they're complaining, and Moses is crying out to God, like, "What do you want me to do?" So God is saying, then the Lord said to Moses, "Why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. Raise your staff and stretch out your hand over the sea to divide the water so that the Israelites can go through the sea on dry ground. I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians so they will go in after them. And I will gain glory through Pharaoh and his army, through his chariots and his horsemen. The Egyptians will know that I am the Lord when I gain glory through Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen." So the Lord said to Moses, right, crying out, "Raise out your strength." So ultimately, Moses is able to part the sea with the staff. So Moses is performing miracles with the staff. Okay, so actually the title of this passage is crossing the sea, crossing the Red Sea. So a lot of you are crossing over to dry lands. Okay, you're no longer living just above water, just getting by, okay? But you're entering dry land. You're entering into another level of your promised land, okay? You're entering into another level of your promised land, and you're walking on dry ground. You're walking on dry ground, and a lot of things that you have experienced that look like a dead end, God is saying, I'm dividing the Red Sea. I'm making a way out of no way, because now is the time for these things to happen. Yes, you experienced a lot of things in your wilderness that seemed like they kept you bound, but God's saying, there's nothing that you can't overcome with the Holy Spirit. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what your situation is. Your calling, your pursuit, what He has called you to do must go forth. So God is saying, I'm dividing the Red Sea on your behalf. I am making a way out of no way. You thought that it was over. You thought that there was no way out, but God is saying there is always a way out with the Holy Spirit. And so God said, look what Moses was able to do with the staff. There is nothing that you won't be able to overcome with the Holy Spirit. And so I also heard with ease. So a lot of things is going to be coming with you with ease, with rest. You know, this is also going to be a resting season for a lot of you. Have been grinding and toiling and working, and it's like, Lord, when can I just take a little breather? You know, because sometimes when you are in that wilderness season, it can just feel like one thing after another. But God's saying for many of you, this is going to be a resting season, and things are going to be coming with ease. There is going to be favor where God is parting the Red Sea. He's going to be making a way out of no way, because now is the time for these things to unfold. I also heard Allstate, you're in good hands. And I'm like, Lord, why am I hearing Allstate? And I said, okay, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. So God is saying, so then He told me to look up insurance. Okay. So God is saying you are in good hands. You are in good hands. God has insurance on you. So when I looked up insurance, it says a guarantee of compensation for specified loss, damage, illness, or death. So there is a guarantee of compensation that is coming to you for things that you lost, for things that were taken from you, for things that were damaged when you were sick and had nowhere to go, and your body was down. God's saying there is a guaranteed compensation that is coming to you in this hour. God's saying you are in good hands. I know you lost some things along the way. Yeah, you lost some things, and God is saying things are being compensated. Things are being returned. Restoration, okay? And this is a guarantee. We don't have to doubt. We're not second guessing. God is restoring everything that we lost, okay? And so God is saying you are crossing over into dry land. This is another level of your promised land that you are entering, okay? And so you have the staff. And with the staff, there is nothing that you are not going to be able to overcome. And yes, you lost some things in the wilderness. And yes, it seems like it may feel like you're going in circles, or you don't see a way out, or you're just digging more holes for yourself. But God is saying, I'm making a way out of no way. I don't care what happened. I don't care what the people said. I don't care what they denied. God is saying, I'm making a way out of no way. You are walking on dry ground. Okay. And so that's all I have for now. If you need additional resources to help you grow in life and in faith, make sure you check the description box below.